There we go. All right. I'm live. All right, we should now, I think. Right. Yeah, I'm live. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. I think. Look good. Everything sound good. There we go. All right. What's up, everyone? So I've read a few comics recently. Not this. This is what I'm currently going to be reading. I haven't read this yet. But I read Volume 6 of Daredevil, which just came out like earlier. I want to say beginning of this month, I think. I read Destroy All Monsters, the newest Reckless book. I read Radiant Black. I read Volume 1 of Jeff Lemire's Moon Knight on Comixology because I have Comixology Unlimited. If you have Comixology Unlimited, it's free with that. Not free because you're paying for Comixology Unlimited. What's up, everyone? What's up, Danny, Donovan, Max, Austin, Rip? So, what else did I read? I read something else I'm forgetting to mention. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, I've read a decent amount of comics this like past week or so. Just finished Dark Knights of Steel. What'd you think of it? I actually enjoyed the first issue. I thought it was pretty good. Not many comics came out this week that I really care about. Like the new. What are we doing? An essay? Oof. Miss me with that. Hey, I scheduled this stream. You had a few hours to get your homework done, Logan. But okay, I guess we can talk about Daredevil first. This was good, but definitely the weakest. I don't know if any of you guys have been reading Zarski's run on Daredevil. It was still good, but it was definitely the weakest of all the volumes so far, of all the storylines. Like, there was just some really stupid crap in it. So, without going like heavy into spoilers, there's a guy so Daredevil's in prison. In Volume 1 of Zarski's Daredevil, Matt comes out of sort of retirement because in what's his name, Charles Soule's run, he like died, and like I guess he sort of like retired for a bit when he died. I didn't read all of his run. I only read like the first 3 volumes. I didn't read the one where he died. Anyways, he came back to being Daredevil in Zarski's run, and when he comes back, he's a little rusty, and he accidentally kills a guy. Because like he's fighting crime, he's fighting these dudes that are like robbing a place, and he accidentally kills a guy. So he believes that he should serve time for that. He believes that he should, he's not above the law. And so he gets it to where he gets a 2-year sentence in prison where he can still wear his mask and everything. He's in prison as Daredevil, not as Matt Murdock. And so he's in prison now with like the worst of the worst. And there's this guy in there that committed a double homicide. This guy killed his landlord and his neighbor for no apparent reason. Just killed them. And this guy inside prison is trying to make friends with Daredevil. And Daredevil's like, I don't really want to be friends with this guy, and kind of blows him off. So then the guy commits suicide. And then the book tries to make you feel sorry for the guy that's a murderer that kills himself in prison. And it's like, I'm sorry, I don't really care about this guy. Like, there's a part where Matt's like, oh man, I should have talked to him, been friends with him. It's like, oh no, a murderer killed himself. Anyways, it's like, I don't care. Like, and there's also a part where they kind of imply that no one should ever go to prison. It's like, yeah, prison's a horrible place, and also there's plenty of corruption in prison, just like there is anything in the government. But to imply that like murderers, rapists, abusers shouldn't go to prison is kind of really weird. So those parts of the book, I was like, that's really stupid. But the rest of the book was pretty good. I like the Elektra stuff. She's pretty cool. The ending was interesting with Bullseye. I'm excited to see what happens next. Yeah, but that stuff was just kind of weird. But the rest of it was good. Sorry, let me catch up on chat. I just wanted to rant about that for a minute. But yeah, what happens with Bruce of Jor-El? Yeah, the ending was interesting. You're on the 4th issue, Radiant Black? Okay, Radiant Black I enjoy. We can talk about that next. Omnibus keeps getting delayed. Damn. Worst comic book I've ever read? Maybe Dark Knight Strikes Again. That's horrible. The sequel to Dark Knight Returns is so bad. I read at the library forever ago. What's up, HR Goes Vocal? Going Joseph. What are some ideas to help the comic book industry survive? Write good comics and have premium artists on those comics, not just on the covers. That's a good place to start. And listen to the fans, you know, the people that buy the comics. It's probably a good idea as well. What do you think about Joe Kelly and Love Superman? I like Joe Kelly. I think he's done some really good books. But anyways, yeah, so the rest of this volume was pretty good. It is the weakest. It's the weakest of a great series. But yeah, that prison stuff was kind of weird. Also, when it like... because there's two different artists in here. You have Marco Cicchetto and some other guy. The other guy's not horrible, but man, when you switch from Marco Cicchetto to the other guy, it's like, this is just not a good transition. It's like just premium, amazing art. Some of the best you've ever seen from Marco Cicchetto, and then it's just like, here's this other guy. Also, it tied into King in Black for like a few issues. That was interesting, but I actually like that part because one of what's his name, I can't remember his name, the symbiote god, one of his symbiotes meshes with Matt, and that part's actually interesting. Matt like trying to fight it off and stuff, and like seeing him and his faith in his religion and stuff. I thought that was actually pretty good. That was one of the better parts of the book. But yeah, overall still a good volume, just definitely the worst of the series so far. Like, some of the prison stuff is stupid. Reckless, I just read this today. I freaking love this format more than anything else in comics. Like, if you're like me and you just hate reading floppies monthly, it's annoying. This is the best format. This is the only way to get this book. It comes out in a hardcover, and then at the end, they tell you when the next one's coming out. It's freaking great. I love it. Like, here, let me... Look at this. This is what happens at the end of every volume. Look for the next Reckless Thrill Ride in April. This one just came out, and now that you can expect the next one in April. Instead of having, like, I know that's a good ways away, but still, to get a... Also, this is like a premium hardcover. To get a story this good, with art this good, decent-sized book, and you get a full story in one go... It's like 20. If you're not reading Reckless, you should be. It's great, and I love the format of this. Is the third volume of this series. This is the third one, and each one is just like this. It just comes in this format, and it's freaking great, and I love it. I'm so happy they're doing this. Ed Brubaker talks about how it's kind of like it's a little tough to keep up with this format, but they love it, and there's so many ideas, and they just keep going. It's freaking great. But yeah, Reckless is really good. Thoughts on Elektra as Daredevil? I liked her as Daredevil. I loved how just at every turn she's like, man, if I could just kill people, this would be so much easier. But Matt's a dumbass and makes it to where I can't kill people. I like that part. Better or worse than filling an artist on Old Man Hawkeye? I would say worse. I don't plan on reading World's Finest from Mark Waid. I like Dan Mora, but Mark Waid has not... A lot of misses, not very many hits recently. Dude. I've read the first two Fear State Times for Nightwing. I have not read the newest one that came out like yesterday or Tuesday. I haven't read that one. There we go. Now it's working. I need to get like a... Alright, should be good now. But I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, the Nightwing Fear State tie-ins. I've read the first two tie-ins. I have not read the newest one that came out Tuesday. The first two are alright. There's some good moments in there, like some really good moments. but it's mainly a Batgirl book for the Fear State tie-ins. Like, it's all about Batgirl, and Nightwing's kind of like a side character in his own book, so that's kind of stupid, but it's whatever. I just want them to get back to the main story, because Fear State sucks. Fear State's stupid. But the tie-ins aren't the worst. I heard this newest issue isn't great, but I haven't read the newest issue. Radiant Black is great, but have you read Ordinary Gods? No, I have not. Yeah. What's the premise of Reckless? Reckless is about this guy who's a sort of a solo A-team type dude, except he does it for money. You know how A-team would go around like randomly helping people? It's sort of like that. It takes place like, I think the first book takes place in like the 70s or the 60s. This one took place I think in like the 80s, but it's all like 60s to the 80s. Like you keep going, like they get older as the book goes on. Yeah, he's a sort of private detective type guy that does more than just being a private detective, and he works out of a movie theater, and this girl is his sidekick, and they have an interesting relationship, and this third volume delves more into their relationship. But yeah, he just goes around doing odd jobs for people that like need help and like can't get it from like the police or something. They go to him, and he tries to like solve, and there's like a mystery each one. It's really good. It's really good. Definitely try it out. But Reckless is amazing, and I love it so much. And just the format, I'm in love with the format. If we could get like a Superman book or like a Jonah Hex or something, like DC would never do it, but like this, like could you imagine that? Because like I liked the Earth 1 format, but like it was in like one of these cheap little. If we got like, you know, one of these solid hardcovers that's like real nice, feels great in your hands, like every so and so months, instead of like once a month, you get 22 pages or whatever. Best way to read some comics while dealing with school? Just when you have free time, man. There's not really like a best way to do it. Do you read everything manually? What do you mean by manually? Yeah, it's Babs. Stephanie and Stephanie's in it though, but yeah, it's Babs primarily. They got the Superman Rebirth omnibus. I was looking at that the other day. Yeah, it's 3 volumes in. It's really good. 4th volume comes out in April. I know she's Batgirl again in this issue, and like they're talking about how she's got this tech to repair her spine, and it's like, don't care. Superman son of Hell number 5. Manually, they mean physically. Oh, if you mean that, then yeah, except for freaking Moon Knight. But let's talk about Radiant Black for a minute. I don't want to talk about it too long because I don't want to spoil anything. I know Donovan's reading it. But it was pretty good. It's interesting. It's about like this writer that completely failed. He like went to LA, failed at being a writer, and then has to move back to his hometown with his parents, and then like gets superpowers because this black hole orb thing kind of like merges with him, which gives him these powers. And he's got this friend who's kind of a deadbeat that never left the town. That works at sort of a movie video rental store. And he's trying to like help him with his powers. It's pretty good though. I like it. It's a fun book. The part that I was most interested in, I can't really say because it's a spoiler. The only worry I have about this book is it could be one of those. It could pull a Shazam in terms of like turning a book into a team book that doesn't need to be. Like, you know, like I know the Shazam family's been around for like ever since like the Silver Age, but man, like when they take over for Billy, it's like, man, I kind of just want more Billy and don't really care about the rest of the family that much. Like, you know, and this could turn into that because at the end there are more like Radiant people that show up. That's not really a spoiler because they're on the cover of like everything. You see the other Radiants. But yeah, Radiant Black's a good book. I like it. Again, I'm not going to say much about it because I don't want to spoil it, especially because Donovan's reading it, if you guys are reading it. But it's worth it. Radiant Black is worth it. Kyle Higgins does a great job again. He's always really good. Man, I wish we got more Cal. I don't think he's at Emerald City Comic Con this year, but for like 3 years straight, I harassed him about Cal every time I saw him. COWL, which is his indie book from Image that got 2 volumes. and maybe it didn't sell too well, but him and the artist, man, what's his name? He's a great artist. He's like a Brazilian, I believe. What is his name? He did the Winter Soldier book with him as well. What's his name? I'm searching it up right now. His name is Rod Reese. Yeah, that's who it is. He is great. I really like his art. I really love his art style. But I'd always talk to him and Kyle Higgins and harass each of them and be like, when are we getting volume 3 of Kyle? Because I really like Kyle. If you haven't read Kyle, it's about basically like more real life-ish superheroes in Chicago. And yeah, it's really interesting, and like sort of how these heroes exist in Chicago and what they're doing and trying to deal with each other and the politics of these heroes and stuff. It's really interesting. It actually kind of, I haven't read The Boys or watched The Boys, but it seems like if The Boys didn't have like some edgy fetish, it seems a little bit like that. Read Suicide Squad by Robbie Thompson? Maybe. I just don't like, I like Ostrander's like original run on Suicide Squad, but other than that, I just don't really care about Suicide Squad. But also, there's obviously a lot of Kyle Higgins in Radiant Black as well, because if you know, he's like he's a Chicago guy, he's an Illinois guy, and he's a writer. And so in this, the guy fails at writing, and then goes back to Illinois. So I'm like, maybe some of this is personal experience from Kyle Higgins drawing before he made it in the comic book industry. Without making Miss Marvel the kind of main Shazam. Talking about like in the comics right now, I have not read Shazam in a fat minute, so I don't know. Since Jeff Johns dropped off, I haven't really read any. Have you read Spawn books? No. I watched the HBO show and that's it. Yeah, Cal's severely underrated. Are you gonna be streaming again this weekend? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I have no clue. I don't really plan these things. What's a good Punisher comic? Warren Ellis's run on Punisher is great, and also friggin' Nathan Edmondson has a great run as well. Or Garth Ennis, I mean, not Warren Ellis. Did I say Warren Ellis? Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis has a great Punisher run. But yeah, him and Nathan Edmondson. Nathan Edmondson did the Marvel Now run. Good morning, Destin. Yeah, the finale for Justice League Red Stride did come out. It was good, but I wish there was a bit more consequences to the book. I wish it was a bit more, like, I don't know. I wish it was a bit more, like, final, I guess, in, like, some ways. But it was good. I liked it. They're making Mary the new Shazam figures. No problem. But yeah, we could talk about Moon Knight. So today I just read Jeff Lemire's first volume, because like I said, it's if you have Comixology Unlimited, it's free on there. So I just read that on Comixology today, and that was really good. Because the only other Moon Knight I've read, I've read like speaking of, like I talked about Warren Ellis a second ago, I read a little bit of his Moon Knight. I read like 1 or 2 back issues of that, which I enjoyed, and then I've read the first 2 issues of the new series, and that was pretty good. And now I've read Jeff Lemire's volume 1, which is really good, because it's all about like just showing Mark Spector, and it's like, is he insane? Kind of, maybe, who knows? He's getting used and abused by his god. Is it even real? We don't know. And it's like, it's very kind of trippy. And Greg Smallwood's art is great. And I love that suit that he wears. I'm surprised we don't see, I guess after the show we'll probably get it, but I'm surprised there's not more like cosplayers going around with the Moon Knight suit. Like that, not the, I'm talking about like the actual traditional like tie suit, like suit and tie look. And March, man, dude, why is it gotta be so far away? Check out Hellboy. I've never read Hellboy. What do you think about Multiversal Hulk by Kate Notley? I'm excited for that. That's not out yet, is it? Or is it out? I don't know. I'm excited for that whenever it comes out. Because it's been a while since I've cared about Hulk. And seeing him on Hulk will be cool. I have not read Batman Ron, but I have also heard the same. That's really good. Mr. Knight, I think that is the name of it. Might be here. I can look it up. I can tell you what the name of the volume was. Let's see. Yeah, Lunatic is the name of the first volume. Moon Knight Volume 1, Lunatic. That's what I read. Unless you're talking about the Warren Ellis thing. Wait till ending. I'm excited because there's like what? There's only 3 volumes I think of this run. I think there's like 3 or 4 volumes of Lemire's run. Let's see, how many are there? Yes, 3 volumes. So I've read Lunatic. Then there's Reincarnations. There's Birth and Death. Oh, the name of the suit. Oh, okay. I mean, that's what they call him when he's in Mr. Knight. Yeah. Yeah, the trailer was interesting for Moon Knight. Obviously, I didn't give you much, but I hope it's good. Spider-Man freshman year. Oh, is that the new Spider-Man series they announced? They haven't done anything since they canceled the Best Spider-Man show, though. Like, we got the Best Spider-Man show with Spectacular Spider-Man, and then they have done nothing since then. There's a complete collection coming. Yeah, that's what Danny was saying, but that's in March. Like, having to wait all the way till March? That's tough, dude. When does the show come out? When the heck does the show come out? Yeah, Ed Ben's did some Superman in like the mid-2000s. I really liked it. Very nice Lois Lane. Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm hyped with it being Has anyone been reading the new Moon Knight series? I've read the first 2 issues and I think it's gonna be a Daredevil-like book for me in terms of I'm gonna pick it up and trade like I do with Daredevil. I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, there's 2 desks because I got that's my work computer. My work just gave me a laptop that I have to work off of now, which sucks because I just prefer everything on my computer, on my home PC, but they gave me that, so now yeah, that's my work setup now. I have not read his Bloodshot run, no. The only Bloodshot I read was freaking, what's his name? Tim Seeley's, I think. I read a little bit of Tim Seeley's because it had what's his name? Brett Booth. Brett Booth did the art for that, so that was the whole reason I picked that up. I definitely did not pick it up for Tim Seeley. Probably spring. Okay. Do you connect anything from X Lives and X Deaths of Wolverine? The hell even is that? I don't even know what any of that is. Let me Google X Deaths of Wolverine. Wolverine's new techno-organic redesign. What? The X Live and X Death. This is the new X Lives of Wolverine. What? This is a new X-Men event. I mean, I hope it's good. Like I said, I did a tweet recently with my favorite books. I forgot to mention Daredevil in it because Daredevil I read and trade, and I completely forgot to mention Daredevil because I was just thinking of what's on my pull. Dang, I forgot. I completely forgot about that. But in that, I mentioned Wolverine, and what I said was that we'll just go through this. What I said was this. I said when it's not having to tie into some Krakoa bullshit, Wolverine is one of the best books at Marvel. From Logan taking on Dracula and his vampires to his reunion with Maverick, this book is a blast. I miss Victor Bogdanovic, which I do, but every issue with Adam Kubert is beautiful. The issue with the other guy that's not Adam Kubert is lacking in the beauty department. Yeah, Volume 1 of Edmondson's Punisher is good. That whole series is good. What do you think of Batman Long Halloween anime movie? First part was pretty solid. Second part was considerably less solid. Why does your job mandate the laptop? Security. Taking chair for work and working chair for game. That chair sucks dick. That chair is horrible. So, yeah. And I'm always in pain while working, so this is the relaxed chair. So yeah, I really like Joker Killer Smile and Batman Smile Killer. I just wish Joker Killer Smile was longer. But yeah, those are good books, but definitely not Lemire's best. His Green Arrow run, his Old Man Logan run, freaking everything else other than Hawkeye. I'd say read everything Lemire's done except for his Hawkeye. His Hawkeye is not very good, but everything else is amazing. He's doing 2 back and forth Wolverine books like House of X, Powers of X. Oh, well, that'd be interesting. Hopefully the artists are good. I'm assuming Adam Cooper will be doing one. I have not been keeping up with season 4 of Young Justice because season 3 was not very good. Yeah, I was excited at the end of volume 3. At the end of volume 3 of not volume 3, volume 6 of Daredevil, I was excited to see what volume 7 has because of the whole ending with Bullseye. The thing is, Hickman, I know like there's a lot of apparently editorial behind the stuff holding Hickman back, but a lot of what Hickman did after Hawks and Pox was just horrid. It was just terrible. It was just like it was not good, and I could not care less. Yeah, I did not have much time to breathe. It was very fast paced. I enjoyed it though. I still liked it, but man, if they could have built up more to like what they were trying to accomplish, it would have been better. But I'm guessing Black Label was like only 3 issues. So when was the last time we saw Bullseye in Daredevil? It's been a while. He was in the only like as a side character, but he was in the Attack on Hell's Kitchen where Daredevil and Kingpin fought together. He was in that, but he was like one of many. It wasn't like, you know, he wasn't a main player in that. Season 4 is much better. Maybe I'll check it out whenever I get HBO Max again. I don't know when that is. Whenever I guess they get something that I want. Oh yeah, how far are you into Last Airbender, Danny? Oh yeah, Joshua Cassara, he's the guy on X-Force, I believe, right? He's good. Federico Vincentini, I don't know. At least not off the top of my head, but it sounds Italian. Italian art is pretty good. But yeah, we can go through this list. I was thinking about making a video on this too, talking about my favorite comic series out right now. Because I have been complaining a lot recently, especially about like all the crap they've been doing with John. So I was like, I wanted to do something more positive. Talk about my favorite books that I have like on my pull. So yeah, Action Comics is great. I really enjoy it. If you're a Superman fan and you're not reading Action Comics, you're missing out. It's actually good. It's one of the, if not the best books at DC, and something that Philip K. Johnson is great at is world building, and he's bringing that to War World with this book. And so I'm real happy about that. I really am excited to see what he can do with it, and I'm really excited to see what he does with Mongol. Because I feel like Mongol's always been good, and he's always been cool, but ever since his introduction, like a lot of villains, he's kind of fallen off. He's kind of fallen off there, like Mongol. He was really cool, like in the beginning, and he had like some cool stories, like with Exile and stuff. But then a little bit after that, like I don't know, like in the 2000s, he hasn't had a great run. Like Mongol has not really done anything that noteworthy in the 2000s. So this story, I'm assuming, will atone for that, and he'll be great again. And I'm really excited for that because Mongol's a cool villain, and all the lore that Philip K. Johnson's going to add to him is awesome. I'm out of water. I'm excited for that. So yeah, Action Comics been great so far, and we're just starting with the newest arc. Robin is surprisingly fun. Here, I'll go to my other tweet. This is funny. This is just the worst dialogue Like, this is so horrible. So horrible. Zack Snyder, what are you doing? Might be a little loud. Alright, what was I doing? Alright, this is what I tweet out. Is it weird how 5 years ago Superman's son was an awesome character with so much potential, and Batman's son was a character I could not care less about? Fast forward to now, and Damian's book is one of the best in DC right now, while John's book is hot garbage. Didn't see that coming. Yeah, I never really cared for Damian. I kind of liked when Grant Morrison would write him and Tomasi would write him, but other than that, every other time, I was like, this character sucks. And now, I love Damian's book, and I hate John's book. It just shows what a good writer can do, you know? What do you think is the best Superman Rebirth arc? I'm thinking of getting the train where Manchester Black appears. Already read the arc with Zod. It was great. The Manchester Black arc's like probably the longest arc in it, because most of the time in Superman Rebirth they would do like 2, maybe 3 issue arcs. Like like Tomasi did not do a whole lot of Tomasi and Gleason didn't do a whole lot of like longer arcs, to where the Manchester Black ones I think like 5 or 6 issues. It's a bit longer. So it's good. I don't know, it's been a while since I've read it. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what my favorite arc was. Especially because, again, it was a lot of short arcs. There were a lot of just very short story arcs. I have no clue about Deceased Omnus. What's up, Okie dude? Yes, Williamson's writing Robin. Yeah, but as you can see, right, But yeah, I was not expecting to love this book, but it's a sort of Enter the Dragon tournament type deal on an island with Robin and a bunch of other martial arts in the DC. That's the only thing. For the first issue, I was like, this is dumb, because in the first issue, like, we grabbed the best fighters in the DC universe. They did not grab the best fighters. The only person on the island that could be considered the best is freaking my boy Connor Hawk. That's the only one. No one else that's here. Or I think they have Dracons, I think, there. But like most of the people here are not exactly the best, other than Connor Hawk. And I was so happy that Connor Hawk's back. He's he's Oliver Queen's son. I love Connor Hawk. He's a really cool character that does not get used enough. And he's, a lot of people don't know, he's one of the best martial artists in the DC universe. He's supposed to be one of the best combatants in the DC universe. And you get to see him like beat up Damian and stuff, so that's cool. But yeah, I like Damian in this. It's good. It's a really fun book, and I definitely recommend it. Then we have Batman the Imposter. I've talked about this quite a bit on, yeah, they didn't get Bronze Tiger. They didn't get a lot of people. There were a lot of people they didn't get. That was really stupid. But yeah. Got Batman the Imposter, which, like I say in the tweet, I literally bought for Andrea Sorrentino, because the writer's the guy that's writing, or co-writing the Batman script, the movie. But I have no clue if he's a good comic writer or not, but so far these 2 issues have been really good. Like, these issues have been great. I'm really happy with this series so far, because like I said, I did it for Andrea Sorrentino, but then it turns out the story's actually good. So the premise is, like I say in this, without spoiling anything, because you're best going in without knowing too much, is there's another guy, it's earlier in Batman's career, and there's a guy going around pretending to be Batman, killing people. Like, he's killing people while dressed as Batman. People are like, oh, is this Batman doing this? And so Bruce is trying to figure out who this guy is and why he's doing it, put a stop to it. But also, it's Elseworlds, completely Elseworlds. Oh yeah, look at the one retweet. I wonder who it is. Oh man, it's Andrea Sorrentino, the artist. Also, the writer liked the tweet as well. Yeah, Mattson Tomlin, that's the writer. He liked the tweet. Didn't give me no retweet though. Probably because like I'm freaking talking about how great Andrea Sorrentino is, and then I'm like, oh, the story's also good. But the story is really good. But yeah, so a big element to the story is that Leslie Tompkins, you know, she's the one that gets used occasionally in canon. Like, occasionally they'll remember Leslie Tompkins exists. Mainly it's just like, oh yeah, she has her clinic and she'll patch Bruce up occasionally. But she helped Bruce when he was a kid, when he was a struggling kid. But anyways, and she's like a therapist and stuff. So in this, she's Bruce's therapist. So in this, she figures out that Bruce is Batman, and she's like, I'm going to call the cops and tell them you're insane for your own good, unless you come to me every day at like 9 a.m. or whatever time they discussed, and we talk about what you're doing and what's going on. And so that's an element to the book. That's not really a spoiler because it's like happens at the very beginning of issue 1. So that's something that happens every issue. Bruce meets up with Leslie Tompkins and they talk about everything. And it's really interesting. Especially because you see it from her point of view where it's like, this kid's crazy. But yeah, Imposter's really good. And I mean, look at this art. Look at this. That is terrifying. I love Andres Sorrentino's so good. Yeah. Alright, and then we have Bounty Hunters, which I've talked about a bunch before on the channel. It's a great book. It's just really solid. It's, like I say here, it's the best thing going on in Star Wars right now. Like, I was thinking, I'm like, Bounty Hunters actually is the best thing going on in Star Wars right now. There's nothing better than it. Like, Mandalorian's not better than Bounty Hunters. None of the movies are better than Bounty Hunters. None of the comics are better. There's no, like, Bounty Hunters is the best thing currently going on in Star Wars. It's really solid. There's also got a new character for all you Hello Greedos out there that are like, I don't ever want to see a character I've seen before ever again. Yeah, Valance. He's a new character, so there you go. And he's very Jonah Hex-like, and I really like it. It's good. Sadly, Bruce doesn't really vent to Leslie now. Sadly. But yeah, Bounty Hunters is good. Best thing going on in Star Wars right now. And then we got Wolverine, which I just talked about, where when they're not having to tie into stupid Krakoa's crap that I do not care about, it's good. And look at this art from Adam Cooper. He's great. But the other artist is not the best. But it's a good book. And then the one indie book that I suggest, because I am reading Primordial, but the first 2 issues are good, but they haven't been great or amazing, and I'm not really going to suggest it yet. So I'm like, I'm going to wait and see how Primordial plays out, because it's good, and the art from Andres Sorrentino is fantastic, but I'm kind of waiting because I'm like, we don't know. Maze Book's really good. Maze Book's only 2 issues in, and it's issue 3 might have just came out, actually, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is one of those books where the less you know, the better. Like, you don't want to know much about Maze Book going in. Just know that there's this guy whose life has been kind of ruined because something happened to his daughter, and now he needs to find his daughter. And there's a maze involved, and his daughter could be dead. We don't know. And it's just very interesting seeing this guy try to find his daughter. It's just really good. And it's written and drawn by Jeff Lemire. And it's the only indie book that I like really strongly recommend right now that I'm reading. But that could easily change with Primordial being great. But yeah. Yeah, Valance is great in Bounty Hunters. I love him as the main character. It's really good. And, you know, there's more flexibility with him because he's not some pre-established character. He's one of the few characters that we don't know what happens to him. We know what happens to freaking everyone else in Star Wars, you know? With Valance, we don't. So that's like, I like that sort of mystery aspect, you know? Whenever they want to end it with him, they can. Do you think Philip K. Johnson will use Light Ray as a tease from Superman the Authority? I don't know. We'll see. I kind of hope he just ignores Superman the Authority as much as possible, because that book was terrible. Yeah. But I've been enjoying Bounty Hunter. A few issues behind though. I caught up on like a lot of books, like Thor. I think I talked about that last stream. How I'm excited for Thor actually starting a new arc now. But that one issue with Odin just getting treated like complete crap was I was not the biggest fan of. Yeah, let's go to let's see about Maze Book. The new issue of Maze Book comes out. And what are you guys reading? Chat, I want to hear from you guys. What are you guys currently reading? It doesn't have to be like what's currently on your poll. Just like, what did you read recently? Oh, Maze Book number 3 did come out, and it's 49 pages. Holy crap! I saw it's $6. I'm like, why is it $6? 49 pages is why. Are they all? There's no way they've all been like this, right? I don't remember the others being. Oh, the others were 40+ pages as well, but this is the longest still. I didn't even realize that when I was reading Maze Book. They were that long. Wow. But yeah, the newest issue just came out on the 10th. So yeah, I need to go to my shop and pick it up. It came out last week. There you go, my shop pick it up. That was the Throg issue. I like the Throg issue. It was good. Basically, something that's been set up since the beginning of Kate's Thor is that Mjolnir's losing in its enchantment to where anyone can pick it up. You don't gotta be worthy no more. Anyone can pick up Mjolnir. Anyone can. And also Thor's been having visions about certain things happening. So he put he went and he like gave Mjolnir to the Avengers to sort of watch, and then someone stole it. It went missing. He doesn't know who has it. So he goes to Throg because he's like, Throg, I need you to find it. So Throg then goes and gets a team of all these different animals in the Marvel universe to find Mjolnir, and that's what was set up in the Throg issue. It was pretty good. Throg like sets up this entire team, and he's like, I'll find it. It was pretty good. I liked it. Well, probably the best issue since the previous arc, honestly, was the Throg issue. Yeah, I know he's revealed lore tidbits in his Twitter feed. I've been reading them. They gave Dr. Afro an action figure, but they not give Valance one. You need to give Valance one. Start reading Bat Murder and Bruce Wayne. Nice. Why does DC hate Green Arrow right now? Man hasn't had a run in a while. I guess he just hasn't sold well, I'm assuming. I don't think DC honestly hates Green Arrow. I just think he probably just hasn't sold well, so they're like, well, time to put him in the closet till we need him for something. Because they throw him in a ton of team books and Elseworlds books and stuff. Like, then both of Tom Taylor's Elseworlds book, Deceased and Dark Knights of whatever. Just reading Frank Miller, Boss Jones. Look. Reckless is freaking fast. Do you think Batman fails Gotham by not killing Joker? Curious of your opinion. Joker should definitely be killed, and the world will definitely be a better place. Especially because there's so many people that will do it, and Batman could just let them. I understand not wanting to use your, like, kill him personally, but man, when Red Hood's gonna kill him, it's kind of like, maybe just let it happen, or like, come on. Instead, you're saving him just for him to kill more people. That's kind of stupid. What's up, Paul? Oh, you're reading Brad Meltzer's Justice League. Held back by the King in Black tie, and I also hate her new costume. I don't even know what her new costume is. Yeah, I like King in Black, but it's so stupid Marvel does that. Where they're like, everything must tie into this event. Would you recommend Benjamin Percy's Rebirth Green Arrow run? I read the first bit of it and I was enjoying it, and then he started focusing on everyone other than Oliver, like, too much for a book called Green Arrow. So I was kind of But I've still heard it was good. I was just kind of getting annoyed with his sister, Emiko, who I liked from Jeff Lemire's run. I thought he used her well. But she was getting kind of annoying in that book to me. So I dropped it. But it was good from the first bit that I read. Yeah, Deep Target, I read the first issue, and it was just, I didn't really like anything about it. It's just nothing was interesting at all. Okay, so spoilers for Deep Target #1. Literally friggin' nothing happens in this book, but the twist is Oliver has Aquaman's powers, and Aquaman has Oliver's wealth. Yeah. So they meet up in now Oliver's throne room. They meet up in the throne room in Atlantis. They have a bit of a fight, and they talk, and they're like, we need to discover how this happened and what's going on. And then, like, the issue ends a little after that, and I was like, I could not care less about any of this. Like, none of the dialogue between them was interesting. The premise is whatever. Like, I just did not care. And the art's not that great. Like, I was just like, okay, I gave it a try. I just don't care. It was just not good. Yeah. It's not good. They did not, like, the writer did not do a good job making them a good, interesting duo. Because I love Aquaman, I love Green Arrow. But literally nothing in it was good. Like, I'd never read anything by the writer, but I was like, I'll give it a shot and see how it is. And I gave it a shot. You're about to start Fractions Hawkeye? Nice. I love Fractions Hawkeye. It's great. Is Lex Luthor a good man deep down, or is he truly irredeemable? I prefer a more irredeemable Lex. I think Lex is just too twisted. His hatred for Superman has kind of just driven him off to where he'll justify anything with his hatred of Superman. Literally anything. But I think, like, the only thing that would really bring Lex back would be if, like, Superman truly did just die. Like, that's the only thing. Do you ever read Chuck Dixon's Hawkeye run? No, I have not. Up for the new Hawkeye show. Yeah. Although, because Hawkeye's so different than MCU to the comics, so I don't know how much they can even use for the comics. But we'll see. But yeah, so this week I got May's book to pick up. I think, what else do I have? What else do I have? Oh, issue 3 of Primordial came out yesterday, so I'll have May's book. I'll have Primordial. What else do I have? A Nightwing 86. What else? I think of what else came out these past 2 weeks. This week and last week. Last week. Do I have anything at Marvel that came out? Also the mod chat. Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, I don't see it on Twitter, so it must check the mod chat. Yeah, I don't. F. Boom, boom. What else came out this week? You have so many comics to read, it's sickening. I'm there too, but I'm just thinking about what's new, because, like, X-Force. I did drop X-Force, but I'm assuming I already had X-Force 25 pre-ordered, so I have that. But yeah, I have a lot of comics to catch up on and read. I read a good amount of comics these, like, past 5 days, though. Like, I've been reading a lot. I'm happy about that. Have you seen Turtles yet? Yeah, I saw it. It was okay. I think if that's enough for returning as Kingpin and Hawkeye. Has that been confirmed? I know that was rumored for a long time. I hope that happens, because he's great as Kingpin. Good second part of the vlog, by the way. Thanks. Glad you like it. We got, I think one more part. I want to say one more part, and then we're at the Mike vlog, I think. The Mike vlog is going to be hilarious. And the first Mike. I can't wait to post that for the 100 people that watch it. But that's going to be funny. Like part 3, and then I think part 4 is gonna be the Mike vlog. It's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be hilarious. No spooky readathon from home. I have a ton of. What came out last week? Last week. Let's see. I already picked up all those books because I picked them up early. Yeah. I already read everything, except for I read everything, yeah. I need to pick up Batman and Robin, the Jeff Lemire book, because I keep hearing how good it is. He quoted a recent clip from the show and said, I've always enjoyed Marvel stories or something like that. I hope he's good. I mean, I hope he's in it. He's so good. He's not. That'll be disappointing. Oh yeah, that suit looks horrible, Danny. That suit looks awful. There's no color. It's literally just like black spandex and a little bit of the spider design. That is horrible. Nothing to break it all. Yeah, that's bad. That's rough. I have played KOTOR, and that's my problem. Is the gameplay sucks. Like the dialogue branches and stuff like that's cool, like talking to characters and everything. But the combat is horrendous. I hate it so much. But yeah, the story's good and the dialogue and everything's good, but combat's so bad in KOTOR. Those pay David Aha people are kind of annoying. What's going on with David Aha? Huh? Have you read Death Stranding? Yeah, I have. First issue was really good. Second issue was okay, but nothing like the second issue is kind of a setup issue. But it's not really as great as Kingpin. Like I said in my MCU ranking video, he's the best Marvel villain. If you're including him in as far as the MCU villains, if you're including him in that, he beats out Thanos. Like, he's so good. Especially, like, I loved him in Season 1, but, man, in Season 3, he's even better. But, yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, I'm reading, where did I put it? Had it, whatever. I am, oh, there it is. This is what I'm reading next. Is Batman Curse of the White Knight, which I've heard mixed things about. I really like the first book, but if you take the slipcover off, look at how pretty this is. Like how pretty the hardcover itself is. Got Azrael right there. Got Bruce right there. It'll be interesting seeing Bruce be more of a hero in this universe. Because if you read the first White Knight, he was not exactly the best guy. Kind of a, not a great person in the first volume of White Knight. So I'm interested. Also, oh yeah, I got my badge for Emerald City Comic Con. That came in. So I got the 4-day badge, but I'm not going Thursday. My plan is to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, assuming I don't catch the plague like I did last time in 2019. I'll be at Emerald City Comic Con the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm excited for that. So since I'm going to be going Friday, I'll be able to, assuming I don't like miss him or anything, I should be able to meet Donny Cates, so that'll be cool. But some other people are going to be there. Liam Sharp's going to be there. I'm excited for that. Sean Gordon Murphy's going to be there. I'm excited for that. I'm trying to think who else. The Emerald City Comic Con did horrible this year on like listing where like the guests. Generally, they have a good job. Like generally on the site, they have guests and they have sort them by like comic, show, move, like those type of stuff. But instead, they have like guests of honor, and then they just have like artist alley guests, and it's just like a list of names in like alphabetical order, and it's horrible. But Jim Lee will be there. I don't know if I'll be able to meet Jim Lee because that line and the price is gonna probably be absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know if I'll be able to meet Jim Lee. That would be cool, but maybe if enough people are too scared of COVID to go to Emerald City Comic Con, it might not be as bad. I heard, although there was nothing at PAX, I heard PAX was like it was a ghost town this year. So maybe Emerald City Comic Con will be like that, and I'll be able to meet Jim Lee. I'll pay $1 billion to meet him because it's gonna be hell expensive. D. Bradley Baker's gonna be there. Yeah, the guy that's done 1 billion voices, but one of those was the clones in Clone Wars. Looking at who's gonna be there. Ooh, yeah, Liam Sharp's gonna be that. Nolan North will be there. Ryan Stegman's gonna be there, so I can get him and Donny Cates to sign my Venom stuff. Nice. Steve Bloom will be there. Yeah, their guest list is like horrible. Yes, get me to play Oven, guys. Whatever the hell Oven is. You like Harley Quinn in the White Knight universe? I loved Harley in the White Knight. I loved how in first White Knight, at least I don't know how she's in the sequel, but in the first White Knight when classic animated series Harley beats the crap out of New 52 Harley. I loved it. I was like, yes, yes. I love that so much. Well, the other two Spider-Man cropped out. Yeah, I saw the whole like lizard getting punched by an invisible fist. But in any case, cool, really cool guy. Nice. You can have him side Venom, Thor, or something else. I'm gonna have him side Venom and Thor, hopefully. Yeah, definitely. Because like since Stegman will be there, I want to get my Venom hardcover signed so I can get them both, and then also I'll try to get Thor signed because I actually have Thor in issues. You know, generally speaking, I like getting both signed, but most people get floppy signed over collections. Pax was trash. Yeah, that's what I heard. Was also Appa and Momo and last, but yeah. I've seen like behind the scenes of him doing the voices. Hilarious. I mean, also, you know, Hayden Christensen's going to be at Emerald City Comic Con, but that's another thing that will cost $1 billion, and you have to wait in line for like 5 hours, and it's COVID, so you'll have to be on the other side of plexiglass. So it's like, I don't want to pay all that money and wait all that time to be on the other side of some glass from Hayden Christensen for 5 seconds. So it's like, I'm just not gonna do that. Like, it'd be cool to meet Hayden Christensen, but I'm not gonna do that. Beyond White Knight, yeah, because like they ruined Harley, but in White Knight she's actually interesting. Like I really liked her in White Knight. You think the popularity of key comic characters preventing the creation of new interesting characters? Somewhat, especially in the terms of more diverse characters, because there's a big push for diverse characters, which is fine. But instead of being like, let's create new diverse characters, it's like, let's just race or gender or orientation swap this already established character that's popular. That's where I think it's like the popularity of characters are holding new characters back, because it's like, let's create new ones. Yeah, I got some good comics to read weekend. I'm happy about that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to read this tomorrow. Hopefully. It's such a pretty book. John Gordon Murphy's art is so good. I'm excited to see how the book is itself. And again, it's gonna be like a completely different dynamic. I don't know how many of you guys read White Knight, the first volume of this. First volume's great. I don't know about the second volume. I have not read it, so I can't say anything. But the first volume's great, and in it, Batman's much more the villain. I'm really interested to see how John Gordon Murphy writes Batman now, like how he is in this one, since he's a bit more reformed now and has seen the error in his ways from the first volume. The Moon Knight issue is good. Nice. I read the first 2 issues of the new Moon Knight series and I really enjoyed it. It's good. The art's good. Which I feel like the art being good is something that's rare in Marvel books nowadays. Ian's not gonna be going to ECC. I wish, dude, if Jeff Johns was there. Oh man, I wish. Well, I don't know if Jeff Johns can go to cons because there'll probably be like Snyder cultists waiting to kill him. You did this. If it weren't for you, Snyder would have a Justice League saga. I hope they get some more. Like, there's a decent amount of guests, and also I'm excited to like just buy some comics because you always can get cheap comics, and like comics are hard to find at Emerald City Comic Con. But I'm also hoping there's like some more guests that are announced, or maybe guests that I just don't see that are on Artist Alley, because how they have it like freaking. My God, dude, the way they did it is just horrible. Like, I don't feel like going through all these people and seeing if any of them are people that I actually know. So many. I'm just looking at the pictures right now. See if maybe. Oh, I know that guy. I think. I like that name. Wait. I have Donnie Cates listed on Artist Alley without a picture. That's funny. So stupid how Ambrose. Oh, Dustin Wynn's gonna be there. I could have him sign my Descender book. We meet Dustin Wynn. Wynn was a name I did not know how to pronounce, so I moved out to Washington because there's so many damn people named Wynn. You know, it's spelled Nagayan. But there's like, I've met like 24 people with the name Wynn since I moved out to Washington. Jay Lee's gonna be there. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of his art. But that's cool, at least there's another name. How confused were you when you started reading MK with Amir's beyond a few issues otherwise? I was a little confused with like the characters because they were all like, oh, these are people that Moon Knight knows, and I was like, I have no clue who any of these people are. But other than that, like, I didn't really struggle too much. Like, it wasn't like I wasn't that confused. It was just like some characters where it's like, oh, you're supposed to have like some feeling or nostalgia for these people, and it's like, I don't know who they are. What do you think about the whole Jeff Johns controversy with Ray Fisher? If you read the article, the 5 billion articles written on it, it just seems like at one point Jeff Johns just gave him bad direction when he said to play Cyborg like Quasimodo. Other than that, there was nothing bad. Like, there's a part in it where I think Ray Fisher misinterpreted, where it seemed like Jeff Johns was trying to help him, and Ray Fisher was like, everyone is against me and hates me, and was like, Jeff Johns threatened to fire me by saying this one thing, but if you read it, it's like, I don't think that's what that was at all. But each their own, I guess. Why is Uncharted getting a movie? Because they've been trying to do it for years, and Indiana Jones has made good money, so like, why not the ripoff? Is Archie gonna be there? He was there last time in 2019. I freaking missed him. I was in line, and then he left to like go get lunch or something, and then I never was able to catch him again. But I don't know. I don't see anything listed on Guest of Honor, which he should be if he's there. Oh, they asked Dixon about Tom Taylor's Nightwing. Nice. I've listened to a little bit of the stream, but I haven't listened to all of it. Shang-Chi's supposed to be the best martial artist in Marvel. It's him and Danny Rand. But I wouldn't say Shiva's the best in DC. She's up there. But Richard Dragon is probably the best, in my opinion. Or I guess Karate Kid also is up there. But Lady Shiva's definitely up there in the conversation, but I don't know if I'd say she's number. Thoughts on Tom Holland is the potential next Bond. Just get Henry Cavill. Like, I know if he signs on for Bond, that definitely means he's never coming back as Superman, but it's already basically cemented that he's not. But yeah, Tom Holland's too young looking for Bond. He couldn't. No, he's not. No. Like, I would love Ewan McGregor or Idris Elba, but I feel like they're both kind of too old at this point to be Bond. Like, I mean, Daniel Craig's like in his, but you know, he just ended. They would be beginning at this point. But yeah, Ewan McGregor or Idris Elba would be great, but they're kind of like too old at this point. I feel like unless you just do like a couple films, but if you want to do like a full series again, I don't know. Yeah, Marvel got rid of him because now they got another one. They had him just be a dumbass in his own mini series and have what's her name, the leader of Black Panther's Secret Service, and then they gave the Iron Fist to some new kid, and now Danny Rand's just off, you know. I talk about Richard Dragon Bale too. Yeah, he's like I said, he's like probably the best, in my opinion, the best martial artist in DC. Alright, let's see anyway. They have it listed so horribly. Again, walking around, I'll probably see people and be like, that's the good thing about going multiple days, is I can be like, oh, so this person's going to be there, so I can bring these books for them. I didn't know because the site's done so terribly. Or if I can get my ADHD under control and actually focus for like a few minutes to like actually look at these names, I can figure out who's there. But it's hard, dude. I just want to, like, I look at it for 5 seconds and I'm like, okay, on to the next thing. I'm excited to go to a convention again. Haven't been to one since 20. Segment. No pitch. Or Sally. I'm hoping to get some cool stuff. I'm hoping I haven't got like a statue or anything in a while. I'm hoping there's like a cool statue or something I can get there. I think last time 2019, I got that Batman Who Laughs statue, which still looks cool, even though that character's been ruined and overused and is annoying now. Still looks cool. Can we do No Time to Die spoilers briefly about the ending, if you know what I mean? Does anyone care about No Time to Die? I don't think people do. Anyone care about No Time to Die? Let's just give it a minute, see if anyone in chat's like about to watch it or something. But because I feel like it's been an appropriate amount of time to talk about spoilers. But anyone care about James Bond No Time to Die spoilers? What's up, J-Pod? Yeah, I saw Dark Horse is getting the Star Wars license again. Definitely watch season 4 of Young Justice. Whenever I get, I'm not rushing to watch it. Whenever I get HBO Max, I'll possibly watch it. Go ahead and spoil. Alright, no one cares about spoilers. So yeah, Bond dies at the end of No Time to Die. And how they bring him back is it's just a reboot. That's all you do, just like you do with every time when there's a new Bond. You just reboot. That's it. You just reboot. So, you know, it doesn't really, you know, matter. You just reboot with a new actor. That's how you do it. But yeah, I thought No Time to Die I liked it better than Ian did. I didn't think it was the best movie ever, but I liked it still. Yeah, I just thought the villain was really weak. Like, the villain was really weak. You're hoping for a better villain for Bond's last movie. Oh, I'm so excited for this Comic-Con. Only a few weeks too. What is this, like 2 weeks now? 2 weeks. That'll be a 4-day weekend for me, assuming I actually get that time off approved, because I just asked off the other day for that Friday. But if I actually get it, that'll be a 4-day weekend. I mean 4-day weekend, 4-day work week. Woohoo! And I get a 4-day work week for Thanksgiving, which will be nice. Connery was the best. I liked Connery freaking. There was not really much continuity. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't, like, the continuity among the Bond films don't really matter at all. So, like, him dying doesn't really mean anything. No, I'm not at Papa John's. I haven't been at Papa John's since 2018? I think 2018 was when I left them. Your thoughts on the whole Superboy buy thing? I did a whole video on it. Basically to sum that up, I'm mad they gave John a lot of interest at all. male or female, like giving him a love interest is stupid. Like we don't need that. There's still a lot to explore with John. We don't need a love interest. And also it prevents him from going back to being young. Like giving him a love interest just kills that entirely. But the whole bi thing is like the way you look at Tom Taylor and everyone talk about it. It's obvious that it's just a ploy to get people to buy the book, and it's not about representation. They don't care. Like they don't care at all. It's literally just a, and also the love interest they gave him is like the most stereotypical gay dude possible, and also they're making him where he can't be hurt, which is really dumb, because if you read the article where Tom Taylor talks about it, he has like a disdain for Lois Lane. Like he hates Lois Lane. Like he talked about how he didn't want John's love interest to ever be in danger ever, or ever need John at all. Like Lois constantly needs Superman at every second of every day, and it was like, what are you okay? Yeah. And so now you just can't ever get hurt. So it's like, ooh, that's exciting, and that'll definitely build tension. Yeah. Yeah, so. But yeah, you can watch the video if you want to know my full thoughts on it. I think it's stupid, and it's just a ploy to get more people to buy the book. It'll get like a slight increase in sales, and then he just went on CNN again. Yep, that's what it's all about. You notice when he was writing other comics, no one cared. He wasn't getting on CNN for that. When he was writing other comics, he wasn't getting on CNN. Like I said before in my video, I said no one gets you. You know what doesn't get you on the news? Writing good comics. Writing good comics does not get you on the news. It's sad, but that's what it is. Sweet no, he has a top. Knows, dude. He could be a switch hitter. Never know. Okay, what he said. Yeah, he's gone on CNN like multiple times since this has happened. And every time like someone like is upset about it, he'll be like, oh, but look at how many people are buying the book. And it's like, yep, because that's what you care about. You just care about the sales of the book. So, yeah. I forgot Anderson Cooper was still alive. I'm gonna be honest. I have not heard anything about that guy in a long time. He's always like got this. He's like, it's like Anderson Cooper. Like, oh, he always looks like that. In your opinion, who's the most slept on comic book villain? For me, it's Sabretooth for Marvel and Bane for DC. I kind of agree with your Marvel pick about it being Sabretooth. Sabretooth is really cool and does get slept on a lot. For DC, my desktop is ready to update. No thanks. For DC, who's the most slept on? Mr. Freeze is slept on a lot, because you think Batman has so many great villains, and Mr. Freeze is a classic, but he doesn't get, like, these big arcs. Mr. Freeze is definitely up there for being slept on. Mongol's someone who slept on a lot, but thankfully he's getting a great arc recently now with Philip K. Johnson's Action Comics. I don't know who I'd say most slept on, but there's a lot. Do you think John's boyfriend's going to have powers? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It was already confirmed in the first like interview Tom Taylor did. He's like impervious to harm. He can't get hurt. Zdarsky's Daredevil is great. Zdarsky's Daredevil is really good. So we were talking about at the beginning of the show. Scarecrow slept on. What do you mean? He gets great story arcs like Fear State. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Mr. Freeze gets slept on a lot. But, okay, let's think about this. Who is the most slept on villain? Mr. Mistleplick gets slept on a lot. Cyborg Superman gets thrown into a lot of stuff, but doesn't get used that well all the time. He is pretty cool though. Like, I don't know if I'd say he slept on, but it's definitely close. Professor Pig. Professor Pig is a good villain. I hear that Elektra is trying to beat her. She is. While in the story arc, Matt's in prison, and she promised that she would protect Hell's Kitchen while Matt is in prison. So she becomes Daredevil to protect Hell's Kitchen. It's actually really interesting because the whole time she's fighting people, she's basically like, screw Matt, I want to kill these people. This fight would be over in half a second if I could actually use lethal force, but I promised Matt I wouldn't, and I would just, you know, use non-lethal force. So I love that aspect of it, because the whole time Elektra in her head like, Matt sucks, just let me kill people. Did have that Mr. Yeah, the Mr. Freeze storyline was good, in Tom King's, but that was like 2 issues, and that was like less about Freeze and more about Batman, Bruce. Batmite. Zdarsky's Daredevil's a fine place to start. It's not like the best place to start, but like you won't really be that lost. You can start with it, especially if you know like anything about Daredevil. You'll be fine. Why are people bringing up Batman? It sounds like they're properties all the damn time. But that's the thing. Because Batman has so many popular villains, that certain ones get left on the wayside. And I'm talking about in the comics when I say slept on. Because Mr. Freeze has had some good stuff like in the cartoons and in the games. But like, if you think about the comics and you're like, what's a good Mr. Freeze arc? It's like, well, he's had like single issues where he was good. But not very many arcs. Also, because every single writer that starts writing Batman's like, my turn to do Joker. It's like everyone gets on Batman, and it's like they get this huge toy box with all these cool, colorful, wacky toys, but they're all drawn to the Joker figure, and they're like, I want to play with that one. And that's just how it is. Yes, I'm going to Emerald City Comic Con. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Most likely Friday. Assuming I get that time off approved, which I should. When was the last time you used Metallo? He's another character that's really cool, but gets thrown in like for like 1 issue. Like he'll get thrown in an ensemble of villains. Like he was in the Action Comic storyline I talked about during Rebirth. Revenge. He was in Revenge. He was in that. That was like last time I can think about him being in Superman. He is a pretty good DC villain. True. Although it is weird to see how much DC's... I mean, DC wasn't doing great with him, but also it's fallen apart after him well. In one awful movie. It's funny what he did. Like, Maxwell Lord was like a catalyst to a crisis event, and then it kind of fell off. Zoom is slept on, that is true. Why you guys quit Battlefront? Because that game came out in 2015 and we played it like for over 200 hours, so not much more to do in a game from 2015 that doesn't have like a ranked system or any type of like new content. And Battlefront 2, the sequel, was horrible. Yes, I agree. Parasite is slept on. Yeah, Parasite's amazing. He's really cool. How many push-ups can I do in one sitting? I don't know. I haven't done push-ups in a while. Do you plan on playing the Wolverine and Spider-Man games when they come out? Nope. How many memorable stories of them can you name? Yeah, that's the thing. Probably the most memorable that I can think of that I've brought up many a times because it's very underrated is Camelot Falls, where and it's not where Parasite's the villain even. But yeah, Camelot Falls is a really I have to make a video on Camelot Falls because it's so underrated and not enough people talk about it. Camelot Falls is fantastic. Yeah, that is true, Bird of Bloodhaven. You have a mix of characters who want to writers who want to create their own villains for like the royalties and hoping like they get in a movie or TV show or something. But you also have the problem I was listing as well, where it's like they get on a popular hero and they just want to use their most popular villain. See you, Austin. Thanks for stopping by, man. Have a good night. When was the last time Hush was in a comic? If I remember correctly, it was like the tie-in to like Batman's wedding or something, I believe. It was like Batman and Nightwing went and like left Hush in an alternate dimension or something like that. I don't remember. It's very fuzzy. I haven't read it because in a while. But let me see if I can find that. It was like a Batman Nightwing one-shot where like I feel like they left him in another dimension or something. Anyone know what I'm talking about? It came out years ago, but that was like the last time I remember Hush. Chances of Spider-Man games ever come to PC? The first one definitely has a fat chance of coming to PC with how much Sony's trying to make a push to PC now. I feel like the first Spider-Man game might come out around the time the second one comes out. I feel like it could come out on PC, honestly. Like, they're making a pretty good push right now. Prelude to the Wedding, Nightwing v Hush. Yes, that's it. That's the issue I'm talking about. Let's see if it's on Comixology Unlimited. I actually own that issue, but I don't want to go digging. I could, though. If I have my Nightwing issues in here, I could go digging for it. But let me see first if it's on Comixology Unlimited. No, it's not. Ah. Yeah. I think it's in this box. Yeah, it's in this box, I believe. Box is so stuffed. Believe it's something. Maybe I put it in a different box. Oh, there it is. Knew I had it. Alright, let's see. Did they leave him in another dimension? Yeah, I feel like they leave him in another dimension. Do you like Imperial X? Imperial X is alright. I just have nostalgia for Imperial X because of the Legion of Superheroes animated TV show. That is true. Bizarro hasn't had an interesting story in a while. He was like really interesting, like the mid-early 2000s. Wasn't Hush in Tomasi's Detective Comics? Was he? Maybe. I don't remember him being in Detective, but it's been a while, so I don't know. He was also in 1031, 1033. Okay, let me see. Let's see. I remember what happened because I have these issues. I remember that guy, but what was? Oh, this is when they were like doing the whole Damian thing. Look at this. It's been so long. First comic I ever bought. It's the issue. I don't remember. I have it in here. I bought an issue of Adventures of Superman, which was the Batman, the Superman the Animated Series tie-in comic, and I also bought an issue of Superman where like from the 80s or the late 70s, I believe actually, where Solomon Grundy was stealing Superman's cape. Oh yeah, he appeared in this. Yeah, I remember that. Forgot about that. Man, it's been so long since I've read this. This came out last year. Wow. Yeah, I forgot about this. How did he get out of this? Because if I remember correctly in this, like, they leave him in an alternate dimension. I forgot he was in Detective Comics. I don't know if they ever explained, like, how he got out in this, though. I felt like they just abandoned Tommy Elliott. Yeah, they do. Don't get me. Yeah, they just abandoned him here. How'd they get him out? Or they just not explain it? It was just like, well, whatever, he's out now. I think that's what they did. Have they revealed who Red X is, by the way, for anyone who's reading, like, the Titan stuff? Or are they still... Or are they still like, oh, we'll find out who Red X is? Clash was in City of Bane. I like the Spawn show, but I'm not like the biggest fan of Spawn. Far to Spawn on HBO. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. There was a guy that I worked with that loved that show and let me like borrow his DVDs, and that's how I watched it. It's a good show. I liked it. Boom, boom, boom. Are they still like doing the whole Red X? Find out. Fighting Titans Unite. I don't know who that guy is. Girl, Kevon Scott. Uh, 2003. Yeah, I like it. I grew up watching it. I didn't love it like a lot of people do, but I liked it, yeah. Definitely had some weirdness to it. Tiny Titans is McCam. He's not good. F. Is there any new villain that's actually good? Like, I can't name one. Maybe Mr. Bloom. Well, define new. Like, how new are we talking? Because James Gordon Jr. is pretty new, and he's a great villain. He's not really a villain anymore. But the Manchester Black is kind of new. I mean, he premiered a while ago, but still, like, in the 2000s, so he's a great villain. The Judge in the Nightwing story from, what's his name? Sam, I can't remember his last name. He's a great villain, and he was created for that storyline. Think of who else? New villains. There are a decent amount of good new villains, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of bad new villains. Oh yeah, I read the Z Squad book. Not very good. Would not recommend. It was just like the ending was interesting, but it wasn't that great. You done some Star Wars novels and comics? Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've read anything. I have not read the X-Men event Inferno, the new thing though. The HBO Max show with worse writing? That's rough. How do you even do that? Punchline's not good, but he's probably like the newest villain that I liked. I'm trying to think. That's weird because I gotta think of like the books that I've read in the past few years and which one of them had new villains and like if I liked them. Let's see. About Punchline, I was saying that she's like better than Harley, but still not a great character. She's really just made. She was just there to like, so that way you have like a Harley replacement. Like she sold books real well because everyone's like, this is the next Harley, so everyone wants her like first appearance, the variant covers and all that. I'm trying to think. I named a couple, but I'm trying to think if there's any other like new I really liked. Hard to like think of new villains. Like I can't name like good or bad ones. I'm like, who's a new villain? I mean, unless you're thinking about like Bendis or Tynan, who just create new villains every 2 seconds. Has Clayface been used recently? He was in that one like Detective Comics run, I think. It might have been Tynan's Detective Comics run, I think he used in. Best new villain. There's a lot of great Deadpool comics. My favorite being the Wolverine Origins 5th volume, which is heavily focused on Deadpool and is fantastic. And it's like doesn't rely on any of like the Deadpool gimmicks. It's really good. You just gotta read like the Daniel Way stuff for Deadpool. Not like the recent stuff. Not the after he got extremely popular movie announced Deadpool. That like I like the Deadpool movie, but I'm talking about like the comics after the movie was announced. For the most part. Rock Alzar, yeah. Rock Alzar is such a great villain. Clayface wasn't Tynan's Detective Comics run. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, okay, I was right. Because I knew he was in Detective Comics run. I'm like, I think that's was Tynan's run that he was in. They like try to do the hero thing. What are some of your guys' favorite new villains? Because like in terms of like really new, I would say I would say the Judge from Nightwing. I thought he was really good. I really liked him as a villain. Although the ending, the way he defeats him was stupid, but up until then he was a great villain. But like it depends on defining new. Oh yeah, Joe Kelly has some great Deadpool stories as well. I've heard Ram V is really good. Like he's one of apparently like the most solid guys at DC right now. I haven't really read anything of his, but I heard he's really good. Marv Wolfman wrote that episode? I did not know that. Oh, yeah. Portavals. Man, Portavals get the Bane treatment, though, where they are sick in their debut and then just suck every other time. That's the thing. They got that Bane treatment that a lot of villains get, to where their debut is awesome and they're really cool and interesting, and then it's like... and they just, like, they don't know what to do with them. It's like, well, they were really formidable in their debut, but now they're just gonna be fodder. It used to take 7 issues to take these guys out. Now it takes half an issue. Now it takes 2 pages. Noel was really good. That's true. Yeah, Noel. I didn't even think of Noel. Noel was really cool. His creepy design. Man, if the Batman Who Laughs wasn't overused, he would be up there. Like, he was cool. If they would have quit after his miniseries. I hope the Judge returns Nightwing. Me too. He's a really good villain. It's a storyline I always recommend to people. If you have not read that storyline of Nightwing, it's really good. My mic. Ah. All right. I don't know. I hope it's good. Yeah, Nightwing the Untouchable. Great story arc. I have it in... let's see how much it is for trade, because I have it in issues. Let's see, how much is it to trade for that? It's $20. Holy crap. Not expecting it to be expensive, but it is like 200 pages. So. But yeah, Nightwing the Untouchable. Highly recommend. Great story arc. Favorite superhero and supervillain of all time? Superman, Lex Luthor. Yeah, Death Metal was the last time he was used, but he was used so much up until Death Metal. Is Elektra's Daredevil comic pretty good? Yeah, it is. I liked it. It was good. You got to trade at your comic store for $5. Nice. My comic shop had good trade deals. What would I have Jeff Johns sign? Freaking too many things. Definitely Geiger. I'd have him sign Geiger. I'd have him sign Superman Up and Away. I have to see what individual issues of his I have as well. Because I have a lot of his trades, but I'm trying to think what issues I'd have him sign. I have him sign every issue of Geiger and definitely Superman Up and Away. Aside from that, I'm not sure. Oh, which Robin was immune to the fear toxin? Recently, I believe that just happened with Dick Grayson, didn't it? Or he wasn't afraid? Didn't that just happen? Although, in the newest Fear State thing, he got hit with fear gas and was afraid. But there was... oh, it was Rick Grayson that happened with. Yeah. It was in the Rick Grayson storyline where he wasn't afraid at all. That's what happened. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Reread Nightwing the Untouchable. It's great. I had the first issue of Blue and Gold, and I still have not read it. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this stream. I think I'm gonna probably end it here. I'll probably be streaming on Twitch tomorrow night, most likely, and then this weekend, whenever I feel like it, I'll stream whenever I have time. I'll probably stream sometime. But yeah, follow me on Twitch in the description. Also, my Discord's in the description if you want to join my Discord. I always put notifications there when I'm live on Twitch or YouTube. So yeah, you join that. But yeah, I think that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a good Thursday night, and we're about to hit the weekend soon, so everyone has a good weekend as well. And I will see you guys later. Good night, everyone. Hope everyone has a good night. See you guys.